You can't finesse a finesser. I teach you game like professor. Everything I do be profound. I always stay high like my profile. She stays sending likes on my profile. I swear I'm gonna be here a long while. I'll let you touch that when I'm finished.
Yo, what it is, what it be, what it do, YouTube. Sam the man, here to save the day. Hey, yeah. Now look, bro, I just want to get straight into the video, bro. Fuck the rest of the intro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I want to record a clip because this was a very powerful moment that I just realized. I'm on my way to work right now. It's Saturday, it's 8:48. I gotta clock in at 9. But I'm driving to work. And I'm listening to the song that I just dropped, Finesse, on SoundCloud. If you want to go listen to it, Sam the Man, SoundCloud, go check it out. It's a fire song in my opinion. And, it's the first time I did the cover art and everything like that. So it's like a full first drop for me. Exactly. It's a big step. I'm starting all this, clothing brand, music, all this type of stuff. But besides the point. So I'm driving to work. I'm listening to the song. And I get a text message from, one of my mentors. The one thing that I've been locked in on is this clothing brand, Silent Enigma Official on Instagram, if y'all want to go check it out. Because we're getting ready for Black Friday and, I'm new to this stuff. And so the one thing I feel like people need to be is teachable and coachable and pay for speed in life and to learn things from people who've done it before. So I don't want to say, too much on who I'm working with, whatever the case may be, but I appreciate them. And, it's a new relationship, whatever the case may be. And they've been helping me out a lot. But I get a text message from him and, just about progress on the business and stuff like that. And that's when the realization hit me, bro, how much you got to trust God to change in your life, bro. Because like I said, bro, a year ago I was in college with the dreams and the vision for all this type of stuff. And, in the midst of my environment and all this type of stuff, I didn't really see it. I didn't see any of this stuff happening or even starting to happen till way further down the line. And that's what made me feel hopeless, right? But after, taking myself out of that environment, focusing on myself for a year, just 1 year, all it took was a year. At the beginning of this year, I made it a promise to myself, right? That I was going to prove to myself that I can do these things. I'm gonna prove to myself that I can be consistent on YouTube. I'm gonna prove to myself that I can upload on TikTok every day. I'm gonna prove to myself that I can get and start creating my music and put a project together. I told myself I'm gonna start my clothing brand, start making designs on the iPad, drawing everything up and doing all this type of stuff. And I did it. And to see the beginning of the results of everything that I hope for and wish for and dream for to start happening as on my way to clock into work, the job that, I made a couple, videos ago talking about I don't want to be here and I hate this. But now, knowing that these things are happening alongside what's going on in my life right now, bro, it's no better feeling. And, I just had to sit to myself in the car. I turned off the song and everything, which is a moment where I just had to sit there and really think damn, bro, I love God so much, bro, because like I said, God pulled me out of that situation. God put me on a path. Anything in life that happens is designed to happen. God is, beyond time and reason. You know what I'm trying to say? So God already knows how things are going to play out before it even plays out. But the fact that where I was in my emotional state and my self-esteem and my confidence and, having none of this stuff started or created a year ago and how I feel about myself now and seeing the work starting to, materialize itself. And, for me, I'm a person that's going to go 100% in everything I do. So yes, I do a bunch of different things. And yes, I'm just starting out a bunch of different things, but I've genuinely had a purpose and a determination to do these things for a long time. It's just the first time people are finding out about it. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not like I just woke up this morning, I'm going to do all this stuff. I've been wanting to do all this stuff. And so, that's why it flows a little bit more cleanly. But the more I, put myself in these scenarios and, try and improve myself in every asset, whether it's fitness, mental health, spiritual health, all this type of stuff, educate myself, financially educate myself. Like right now, I just, downloaded a book, How to Outsmart the Devil. I'm about to listen to it while I'm at work. You know what I'm trying to say? Just, the whole 360, right? And it all started from God pulling me out of one environment, placing me somewhere else and say, here, son, this is what you're supposed to do. Now do it. And, I pray about it. And, I've been on this path and I've been, just the main thing I could say is having faith that is going to work out and understand that the current situation that you're in right now can flip completely on its head, bro. That's the one thing I was sitting in the car just now, just thinking about damn, I'm like, bro, this whole thing just flipped on its head, bro. The way I feel now versus the lowest points that I hit. And I understand a lot of people go through a lot of things in life, and that's why I want to make these videos just to reach out to maybe one person or anybody that watch these videos, you know what I'm trying to say? And, I feel like I have a natural talent for talking and expressing myself. And so I just feel like moments like this that really stick out to me, I have no choice but to, turn on the camera and just really express, because I feel like it's the realest possible way to do it. It's the most authentic possible way to do it. And, that's just kind of, where I want my whole personnel, brand and stuff to kind of consist over, is that I'm just keep it 100 and be 100 and, say things to help people and say things that are helping me. So maybe it'll help somebody else similar to me or, whereabouts, you feel me? But that was just a big thing for me. And the fact that I'm recording this video before I'm about to go clock into work, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's really crazy, in a parking lot on a car mount that I bought off a TikTok shop. And I only bought it because I started doing TikTok. So it's like, you see how these things like work hand in hand together. So I guess the main moral of the story I'm going to say is, you know, have faith in God, trust in God, love God, pray to God, give everything to God, right? And then do your best and do the thing that you want to do. Because once again, I feel like, you know, since I was a kid, I've been very creative, been very artistic, wanted to do all these things. And I've put that to the side because the world tells you need to be a doctor, a lawyer, or this, or that, or whatever the case may be. And no, artists don't get paid and this, that, and the third. But this generation that's very different, I see is very different. And, you know, I'm taking that route. And, you know, maybe I started a little bit later than most people, but that doesn't really matter. You feel me? Like, obsession is going to be talent, it's going to be experience. You know what I'm trying to say? Experience will give you, you know, a good foundation to stand on. But like I said, you know, I feel like I'm destined to win in this lane, so I'm gonna just keep pushing and keep doing that. But, you know, I just had to pull the camera out, bro. It's really that crazy, like, bro, like, it's really that insane. And I wanted to get across to the camera because, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep repeating myself. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, so y'all know, like, I really do mean that. And this morning I woke up and I'm just like, I made a decision. I'm like, yeah, bro, the dude from yesterday, fuck him. That's the other thing too that I realized, bro. A lot of people, this is what you got to do, bro. You know, the person that I used to be, it's not that it wasn't me. It was that it was a version of myself that wasn't maximized, wasn't focused, wasn't, you know, pushing, didn't have the faith, didn't, you know, it was a lot of things that I was lacking in myself back then to even handle this or even start any of this stuff. So that's another reason why I know it's God, because the fact that I'm doing this now and it's making the most sense and it's feeling the most natural is like, I wouldn't have been ready for this back then. I wouldn't. I promise you I wouldn't have. So that's another thing too, is like, God is only going to give it to you when you're ready for it. But just looking back at that stuff is like, bro, I was so deficient in so many ways, even though I thought that I was so advanced in a lot of things. But when you really sit down and really look at yourself, you got to assess yourself and improve and build and fix things about yourself. Like I said, in all three assets, physically, mentally, spiritually, right? So that past version of myself, you know what I'm trying to say? You got to say goodbye to. And once again, I was watching this video. It was just like talking about like stuff about transitioning and, you know, elevating in life and stuff like that, where it's a point in your life where you're trying a bunch of new things and the old person has to officially die. You have to, you know, bury that person. And so I was in the comments, a lot of people were saying thank you to the old version of themselves. But I said fuck you, because honestly, truthfully, I got nothing out of the version of myself that I wanted. And I'm not saying this fuck the people I know and friends and family. It's not like that, but I'm saying personally to myself, right? I wasn't up to snuff for the things that I wanted out of life. So you have to make a decision looking at a mirror. And, you know, that was another thing too. When in COVID, when I got my heaviest, you know, I looked in the mirror, I said, this can't be it. And now I'm 10 pounds away from hitting my goal that I set from back then. And I feel better about myself, all types of things. So it's moments where you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, nah, fuck you. You got to do better. I hate this version of myself. You got to fix it. And the only person that's going to be able to fix it is you. So I guess that's another like main topic about what I want to say too. And, you know, excuse my French, whatever the case may be, but it's really got to get to that point, bro, because like I said, I look back at all the things I did, and not to say that I'm going to change myself as a person or my morality or how I behave or how I interact with people like completely. It's just that you're more aware of certain things and you know, you're better prepared for things when it happens to you is what I'll say. So it's like, you got to keep evolving, keep bettering yourself, keep improving yourself, keep God first. Like I said in my last video, if you want to check out the full video on that, you could do that as well. But yeah, I had to pull the camera out. It's 8:56. I got to get to work. Maybe I'll turn this camera on again, talk a little bit more, you know, later on the day when I have free time, whatever, because this video is going up on Sunday, you feel me? So that's another reason why I'm bringing the camera out, because we staying consistent with the Sunday, you know, uploads, you feel me? So if you're new, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And bro, like, I'm gonna just whip the camera out more. I'm gonna start going outside trying to do stuff, bro. Like I said, honestly and truthfully, like, the only thing that's stopping me is like, I'm so used to being on my own that I hate recording myself. That's the one thing, is like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be a spectacle or a scene, right? But that's just what comes with the territory. So like, maybe when I go to the gym, I'll start recording stuff, you know, talking to the camera more, doing more vlog stuff, because that's what I want to do. And even though I don't do nothing crazy, like I said, I'm about to clock in, it's 8:57, I gotta go. But, you know, at least, you know, whip the camera out and be more personable on camera, I guess I'll say. Because I stream every day. Hopefully, you know, I'm having time to stream. That's another thing with the Black Friday stuff. I haven't been streaming, but we gonna be back on the stream. You feel me? So you want to, you know, chill and hang out, have a live personality. I'll be the same way on the Kick. Sam the Man 11 on Kick. And yeah, we just gonna keep it like that, bro. But I gotta go before I lose my job, before I get fired, because I still need this job until I blow up. You feel me? So that's just what it's gotta be. So deuces, man. I'm gone. All right, yo, I'm back. I got like 9 minutes left on my lunch break. So I wanted to let, the video know, or like the people watching know about what I've learned, from the book so far. Because in the intro of this, I know I told y'all that I was going to listen to the book while I was at work. So I'm at chapter 4, right? And I feel like this part of the book really stuck out to me. It's called Drifting with the Devil, right? The book is called, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And so the knowledge that I kind of just gained from that, like, kind of just confirms a lot of the things I've been thinking, bro. It basically goes on to, like, I guess a fictional or, a dream-like scenario of an interview with the devil, right? And basically what it comes down to is that there's two types of people in life. There's drifters and non-drifters. A lot of this stuff comes back to just mentality and your mental, and, affects everything in your reality, bro. Because for me, I'm Jamaican. I was born with the knowledge of, Bob Marley and, being engrossed in that culture and stuff like that. And the one thing that always stood out to me about Bob Marley and his music is his message of, remove the shackles of mental slavery. That always stuck with me. And, that has to be a point, that has to be a reason. And that's, I feel like, the most important thing for you to do is to free yourself from mental slavery, free yourself, free your mind, right? Because that is what your reality is reflective of. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, everything in your mind formulates here first and then is expressed within the real world through yourself, right? And so basically what this chapter of the book was going over is just that there's people in life who were told certain things by their parents or by society or by school, or told to live a different path, right? And not use their brain for themselves and think for themselves, and they just follow the system. They don't think twice about it. They just go with it, even though it's not going to fulfill them, even though it's not going to bring them happiness, even though they feel like they have joys and passions and things that they want to achieve and do. They never take the step to think and use their mind on how to get it and actually apply themselves, right? Because then you have the devil, right? And this kind of related to me what I was going through a year ago, because the devil is just every negative thought, right? Basically, the book breaks it down as like the same way how there's a positive and a negative side of an atom, and everything is made up of atoms and matter and stuff like that. There's a positive and negative side. The same way your brain operates, your consciousness operates, there's a positive and a negative way of thinking, right? And a lot of the times, in society, whether it be me, other people that I know, friends, family, whatever it is, we all deal with negative things, and a negative thought process really has the ability to change, what you see in your everyday life. And, the reality that we see before it is very real, because you express that in your mannerisms and the opportunities that you take or you don't take, and the things that you say or don't say, like, that becomes your reality once you think and, think negatively and stick to that, right? So basically what he's saying is the devil is the formulation of all that negativity and negative thought and negative, characteristics and stuff like that people embody, in the real world, and, the thought processes that they embody, which then, translates itself onto the real world. The same way how he's talking about dictators and all types of stuff is like it comes from a negative, thought source, a first thought, right? So there's negative and positive thoughts. So if you only think negative thoughts, you're only going to see negative in your life, which then will reinforce your negative thoughts, and then you become trapped in a prison, correct? But the only way to beat that is to think positively, continue to think positively, keep the devil in his hole, as someone might say, and, only think on the positive side, only think on the face side, only focus on the brighter side of things, and push and, embody that within yourself and express that in your daily life. And so that was very profound to me, because I feel like, in my shift of moving and coming here and starting this YouTube, this content, this stream, this music, this clothing, I like to list it all out, because even for me, I have to say it out loud to really, like, enforce to myself, like, bro, it's a night and day difference of, a year ago me versus right now me. I can't even talk, right? It's a difference between a year ago me and right now me, right? And that split is positive and negative thinking. The same way he's breaking it down in this interview is the same way that I can understand that I'm not a drifter. I see these characteristics within myself, and I see the parallels, right? And so it's, a lot of people believe in God and faith and stuff like that, which I definitely, grew up in that, religious household and stuff like that. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't believe in God, but the way he's framing, this interview and this type of stuff is like, I definitely see exactly what he's talking about. Whether you want to call it God, Allah, there's different names to different religions, for different things, but the whole central arc is, pretty similar, pretty much the same, bro. If you have something like that you focus on, that you try to embody within your life, you will get the things that you want. Because the other thing too that stood out to me in this book is that he also quotes faith and prayer as a way to speak to God or the universe, whatever you want to call it. I feel like at this stage, it's kind of all the same thing, to be honest. And a lot of people is going to have backlash for that. It's like, it's not the same thing. But once again, I feel like that's just, you know, like subterfuge and like misdirection by the devil to get people to disagree with each other and spread hatred and spread negativity and stuff like that, when like, once again, it's like, regardless of I call it Jesus Christ or you call it Allah, like we all come from the same source. Whether I believe it's what you call it or what I call it, we all come from the same thing. Because you can't believe in God and say I was made by God and you were made by Allah. That don't make no sense. You understand what I'm saying? So these are just the things that I'm realizing when I read this book. So basically the message, you know, on my lunch break, as I'm about to get back to work and, you know, do what I got to do, you feel me? It's just, don't be a drifter. Know exactly what you want out of this life. Pray about it, because then the plan will, you know, execute itself. Especially for me, like all the things I was talking about in the beginning of this video, that's what's happened. You know, me having the faith, me praying about things and just doing it and not thinking about what's going to happen after the fact. Just do it. You feel me? Like Nike. But that's just, you know, the takeaway I have from this book. And I didn't really think that this was going to turn into like a book review or something like that. You feel me? But I just need a video for my Sunday. This is, you know, what's going on in my life right now, the things that I'm learning that I feel like could better and help someone else. And I guess that's the last thing too, that, you know, is said in the book as well, is that, you know, if you want to find a purpose or you want to find the quickest way to not be a drifter, is to, you know, provide and give to other people. Find something that you're good at, find something that you're passionate about, find ways to serve others and help others, and that will, you know, bring in abundance within your life. Whether it be make a service that helps people or anything like that. People talk about, oh, I want to get rich, I want to get this, whatever the case may be. The main thing is, if you provide something of value to somebody, people will pay for it. It could be anything, it could be a variety of things. But as long as you provide something, you will be fine. And especially if it's something that you care about and you're passionate about, you'll be especially fine. And that's how you outwit the devil. As far as chapter 4, there's the rest of the book, so I'm gonna read the rest of the book. I don't know, maybe by the time I finish it, I can, you know, wrap it up on my takeaways from the book and stuff like that. And hopefully, once again, someone will watch this and actually gain something from it. Because I don't want to just make a video just to be rambling and stuff like that. I feel like this is actual genuine knowledge that if you think about and you utilize it, will actually help you. And I'm only saying that and expressing that because I see it within my own life. That's the other thing. I would never, you know, try and share people information or give people things, or try and, you know, get someone to think something that is not personally helping me and affecting me, because that'd be fake. That'd be like wrong of me to do. I would never do that. I can only be honest to my experience. You feel me? And I found a lot of wisdom in that. So I'm gonna listen to the rest of the book. I'm gonna get back to work and all this type of stuff. You feel me? I'm probably gonna go work out at the gym. You might get a clip of that because I got the little equipment in my bag and stuff like that at all times. So I might, you know, go to the gym and stuff like that after work, and, you know, maybe make this like a little life log day, whatever, day in the life, and do it that way. But I really do want this message to come across. And once again, bro, I'm listening to this on my lunch break. You know what I'm saying? I ate a little bit, whatever the case may be. But this is time where I just be on my phone doing nonsense, and now I'm using to actually push myself in the direction that I want to go with my life. So I feel like, you know, this is also kind of like a prime example of me implementing exactly what I'm talking about live on the camera and live on the video for people to watch. So once again, it's like there's no cap in my rap. I'm saying exactly, you know, what it is that's going on and that I'm applying it to my life. So if you don't get it, you don't get it. You feel me? And that's another thing too. Like he said, 98% of the people are controlled by the devil in the world. I believe that. You know, it might exert itself or express itself in different ways. But the other thing he was talking about is faith versus fear, is that there's a positive side and a negative side. Most people are ruled by fear and not faith. And so that's kind of the 98% is owned by the devil and stuff like that, which is also a fair assessment. I feel like a lot of people operate out of fear, same way I used to operate out of fear. And so that's kind of like the main thing I wanted to say about all that stuff. Get it off my chest. I'm gonna finish the rest of the book and I'll let you guys know about it, and I'll tap in with y'all on another segment. So I'll catch you.
I'm gonna give you the game where your notes at. And I'd rather be solo, just know that. I swear I hate asking for help. Give me that, I'll go do it myself. Swear to God I move stuff for the All right, so I'm back. Picking up after work. This is what 3:22 a.m. The video's got to be up. For a Sunday. You feel me? But nah. After work, I went to the gym and hoop with my good friend from work. And I came back home. Was on the phone for a little bit, fell asleep, and now I woke up and trying to finish this video. So unfortunately, I have not finished the book yet. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, and it's kind of crazy how I just started this vlog before I went into work and it turned into a whole book report. I don't know where this one left at, but one of the main takeaways that I've been pondering upon since I've been listening to the book and stuff like that, and throughout this whole day, is just the concept of faith over fear, the power of a positive mindset, and putting action towards what you want to in life, and having a definite purpose and operating definitely with whatever you do. Like you approach something as if it's already done. You pray about something as if it's already done. You move as things are already done. And eventually you do that for a long enough time, over a period of time, those things will get done. There's no way you can be focused, applied, doing exactly what you need to do for a long enough time. Yeah, you're going to lose. Yeah, you're going to take losses. Yeah, you're going to take L's. Yeah, there's going to be up and down moments. But if you stay on that path for a long enough time, consistently doing the same thing over and over again, that's what's gonna be the key. You feel me? So just to add another little input on what I thought about the book, and me getting back into reading my books, and trying to stay in the gym and stay healthy and stay active, and be locked in and all this type of stuff is very important, bro. I feel like it's very slept on. And I mean, some people know about it. A lot of people I see are in the gym and doing anything and staying healthy. And that's another thing too, how the importance of having a physical body that's up to shape and in good health is a blessing, one, but that's like a foundation for everything, bro, because the way you feel in your body affects your mindset, and we know now that what's in your mind affects your reality. So that's just my main takeaways from the book and stuff like that. I'm gonna finish it, and I'm probably gonna be reading more books. So I guess once again, if I learn something interesting, or if I want to get on a video and talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. But nah, I think I'm gonna put a clip, in my Instagram story, before this, to kind of let people know what's going on and stuff like that. But for the rest of this video, I don't know, man. It's just been really hitting me. I feel like I'm at a stage in my life where a lot of things are starting to make sense. A lot of things that I look back on that happened to me, right, I realize happened for a reason and developed me into the person that I am now. So I'm thankful for all those experiences. I'm thankful for all those people, whether they did me right, wrong, or anywhere in between, because it put me in this position and got me in front of this camera doing the things that I want to do. I got my creations, my logos, everything all around you. I mean, all around me. See, I be talking too fast. Got everything all around me, and I wake up in the morning and I look around at the things I've created and the things that I'm doing, and I said, this is me. And I feel like the most myself I've ever been. The fact that I can get on here and talk and be calm on the camera, and just really talk about all the stuff that's going in my life. Once again, as someone who doesn't talk and doesn't really express myself like that, bro, this is a huge step for me. So just seeing myself doing all these things, and uplifting my mindset, I guess that's the one key thing that I realized, bro. You got to focus on the mental. Our brain is the most powerful muscle that we have. Our brain is the most, intricate, most advanced thing that we could ever fathom. Scientists, still know things. I mean, there are things that they don't even know still that we know about the brain and stuff like that, bro. So I feel like that's very overlooked and slept on, how powerful your brain is, that it can create your reality. It just depends on what you gear it to, and you have to keep your mind in check, and you have to practice and meditate and do these things to push yourself in the direction that you want to go. And it all starts from here, up here, nothing else. Everything starts up here, nothing else, bro. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever problems you're facing and stuff like that, take a positive spin to it. Look at it a different way. It all starts within your mind. Even if no change is happening, you got to believe that a change can happen for a change to occur. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm sitting in a situation where I feel like there's no hope and there's nothing left, which is somewhere, similar to what I felt, like a hopeless feeling. A lot of people feel that, bro. Like you feel stuck in life. Like you feel like you're not going nowhere. You feel like you're pushing 110% in something that wasn't meant for you. Because if you was given 110% like you are, you would be successful. A lot of people would be successful, you feel me? A lot of people would be further on in life if you was in the lane you were supposed to be in, given the same effort that you're given. Because I know a lot of people work hard. I was one of those people, but maybe we're just working hard at the wrong thing. And you know, the only limitations that you can have is the ones you set upon yourself within your brain. Once again, we live in a society, in a world, you know, that's filled with negative, good things, positive things, whatever the case may be, everything in between, right? But you got to choose what's important to you, to focus on what you want to get out of this life and go get it, bro. It's available to you. The only limit that you have is the limits you place on yourself. And I know it's hard because we have people doing this and people doing that, people saying this, people saying that, and a lot of celebrities, influencers, all this type of stuff, friends, family, parents, all types of things, and people in our life that try to influence our decision and our thinkings and the ways, you know, that we carry out our lives and stuff like that, bro. But at the end of the day, you know you best. You know what you want out of this life. We only get one life, right? And so that's what it is. You got to go get it. No limitations, no fear, all faith, and it's all up here. And so, yeah, I'm just finishing my video. You know, it's another talking video. I haven't been on the stream. So, you know, hopefully, you know, chat missed me. I be getting a lot of messages. My boys be hitting me up, yo, when's the stream? When's the stream? When's the stream? But to be honest, bro, like this past week, I'm trying to really get, you know, stuff in order for, you know, my clothing line. We got Black Friday coming up, and you know, I'm working with somebody that's really helping me out and really putting a battery in my back with this stuff, that's really, you know, been setting up this clothing stuff and, you know, giving me a boost, you feel me? And so, you know, I've been really just trying to focus on that because Black Friday is less than a week, you feel me? Try and get stuff on the site, try and, you know, get my, you know, foot in the door with that type stuff, you feel me? So that's why the streams haven't been back on the, you know, on the back burner, I guess. But you know, you still gonna get a YouTube video on Sunday. I just dropped a new song, Finesse, on SoundCloud. If you want to check that out, I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna start dropping just every Friday, you feel me? The rest of the year I'm going hard. Like I said, bro, I'm 10 pounds away from hitting my weight goals, so I'm about to lock in on my diet. We dropping every Sunday, dropping music every Friday. After Black Friday come through, we drop the shop, and you know, the first stuff gonna be on silentenigma.com, thesilitenigma.com, at, you know, Silent Enigma Official on Instagram. You know, we're gonna get that up for Black Friday, get that out the way, get back on the stream, and everything is, you know, going to continue, you know, working as it should, and you know, we're gonna keep getting better day by day. But that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about, you feel me? Short video. You know, this is kind of a little bit different for me, you know, day in the life type vlog. But I mean, it's more of a talking video as well still. So it's like, you see me go outside, you see what I'm doing in my regular life, but I'm still just normally talking as well. You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of my content is going to be just me expressing myself and talking about ideas and stuff like that, bro. And watching it back, bro. Because the other thing, too, that I realized, excuse me, even when I'm not watching my videos, right? I mean, what am I talking about? Even when people are not viewing my videos, I'm watching my videos back. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm watching my YouTube videos, seeing that, you know, the editing's getting better, seeing where I can improve things and, you know, change things and stuff like that. And, you know, really just when I listen to myself talk about, you know, trying to uplift people and motivate things, it's really just reinforcing it to myself exactly what I'm talking about. And, you know, it's keeping me on the right path as well. So, you know, anybody that's viewing that, anybody that's liking, anybody that's subbing to the channel, I appreciate y'all, because y'all giving me the drive to do this, which is, you know, then reinforcing myself to keep doing what I want to do and chase my dreams. And hopefully you do the same, you feel me? But, you know, it's mad early in the morning. I'm gonna try and get this video up. Not try, I'm going to get this video up. You see how you gotta move? Definitely going to get this video up, right? And then I've been thinking about watching this Tron movie. I heard it was trash, but like, I'm a big Tron fan. I like the original Tron. I like the Disney Tron movies, you feel me? But I might check that out as well, you feel me? Trap out the, you know, bandwidth and, you know, watch that online, you feel me? Just don't tell nobody. But I'm gonna upload this video, get it out for Sunday. Hope y'all see me on the next Sunday. Check out the streams, check out everything else, feel me? And we'll be back here next Sunday. I'll catch y'all, man. Deuces.
Expected a like a woman in comedy in Russia.
Bro, this
furthermore
Black Russian
black.
action shit is creeping me the fuck
Especially
out,
as a
bro. This
career
shit
path
feels like
here.
it
So
shouldn't exist,
does Russia
bro.
have a big comedy scene?
You know, it's new. Maybe for 20 years now, they say like stand-up comedian is new rap.
New rap. Yo, this shit is wild, yo. Oh, hell nah. Yo, nah, that shit don't even feel right, nigga.
I don't know. You can make it at home, so why
Y'all
not?
don't drink tequila here, right?
No, girls drink tequila.
Yeah.
А вы слышали на английском объяснить, что?
Yo, nah, for real.
Have
two infusions with fresh cranberry or fresh cherry, okay?
I speak Russian, bro. As long as Cheers. It's good. It tastes good. It tastes like a small mixture.
Damn,
So,
but I ain't gonna lie, Russia seemed cool as fuck.
How?
They was
My
trying to make
parents
Russia seem like it was like a
super
sundown
in
town or
Soviet
some
Union.
shit. Like,
country.